It's supposed to get warm. He's probably just, I don't know. Yeah, that's how he is. Well, he'll come ask if see if we can. All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to spring. I think it was yeah, Wednesday, but still, yeah, it's like, whoa, welcome to spring, snowy spring. We always get one, right? We seem to, but this is a little over the top. But anyway, I've decided we're gonna go through the yamas and the niyamas and revisit them again. I think it's always good for me, and many of you have heard them a lot of times, but I think it's always good to remind yourself of the whole path of yoga. And there's 8 limbs in the path of yoga. The yamas are the first path, and that's the 5 observances. And then the niyamas are the second path. The third path, blanking on what that is right now, but the 4th path is the asanas, or the poses. And the ultimate, the 8th limb is where you're one with God. You're totally immersed in what his plan is for you, and you're just, in sync with that. So the first yama is called Ahimsa, and it means nonviolence. And you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't really hit people, or I'm not a violent person, but it's not only physical, it's thoughts, deeds, and actions. So think about that. Close your eyes. And I think sometimes we don't realize that that goes for ourselves too. We're really hard on ourselves with our thoughts, maybe even with our deeds. Are we doing things that are good for our body? Do we eat properly? Do we try to go too deep in the yoga poses, or do things that aren't good for us that way? That's a form of violence towards ourselves. So notice the air moving in and out. And check in with your physical body before we even start moving. So ahimsa, nonviolence in actions, words, and thoughts. Please bring hands to heart center. May we each adopt the practice of ahimsa. I think if we're constantly noticing, if we're practicing that with our words, with our thoughts, with our actions, we're much more likely to notice the beauty and the grace that's always there. Please lower your hands, open your eyes, and come on into child's pose to start. Check in with your knees, your ankles, your hips. You can just stack your hands for a moment just to really feel your breath. And then stretch your arms out. Just use the palms down. Feel a little stretch there. Lengthen the sides. And eventually coming up to fingertips, broadening the clavicles, really feeling shoulder blades, armpits hollow. And walk your hands to the right side of the mat, just to maybe shift your hips to the left a little bit. Feel a stretch in the left side body. And walking the hands to the opposite side, shifting the hips to the right. And then coming back to center, place your hands, make your way to a downward facing dog. So you might have to move your hands forward a little bit, lift your knees. Just take your time, really feeling a nice, complete down dog, spreading the weight on your hands. Walking your doggy out. You can keep your feet and your hands nice and wide if you want, keeping that base stable. And then come forward to a plank pose. Protecting your shoulders on both sides. And push back to a downward facing dog. And just do that again. Inhale, come forward. Notice your core, your rib cage back. And push back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower your knees. Bring your hands under your shoulders again and just move through some cow and cat. Good. And then curling your toes, putting back on your feet if that's possible for you. Stretching your toes out. Stretching your feet out. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bring hands through heart center. Come back to all fours. And swivel just your left foot. So your left knee stays there. Right leg long. Hand to the hip. little side plank, but then lift the leg. Broaden your clavicles, really feel length your spine. Yeah. You can make little movements with your top leg if you want. Warm that up. Good. And come on down. And switch sides. Head up first. And then lift the leg, extend the arm. If you're feeling stable, you can make little movements. Good, and then come on down. Then just the right leg and the left arm. And if you want to feel more stretch, bend the right knee. You have to think cow. Reach back with the left hand, see if the foot's available. And if it is, you can kick back a little bit. Good, release, extend, and bring the hand and knee down. Second side, left leg, right arm. Bend the knee if you want. Think cow as you see if that foot's available. If it's not, no big deal. Just stay in the strengthening position for your back. You've got it. Kick back if you want. And release, extend them. And hand and knee down. Take child's pose again. Hopefully it feels a little easier. And then coming up, make sure your hands are slightly in front of your shoulders. Lift to downward facing dog again. Come forward to plank and lower down to the mat. Stretch your feet long. And 3 times on your inhale, lift to cobra. And on the exhale, lower. Just notice you're engaging. Shoulders back. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Push back to all fours. If you have blocks, you can bring them under your hands. I forgot mine, so I'm just going to step my right foot to the outside of my right hand. Feel that. Maybe lift the back knee. You can lift and lower the heel a few times. Just feel everything stretching out. And then see if you can feel super strong in this position, like a plank, but your legs off to the side, and then just swing it back to plank. Good job. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. And push back to all fours. Step the left foot back to the outside of the left hand. Lift the back knee. Stretch out whatever needs stretching here. Feel like your shoulders and your hips are square, really strong. Lift and lower the heel a few times. And then feel that really strong plank, step back, plank pose, and lower to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down. This time, curling the toes, push all the way back to downward facing dog. And walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold. And just sway forward and back to see if you have weight in the all four corners of your feet. And then pause. And then maybe sway side to side a little bit, just kind of noticing. Nothing lifts, you're just kind of shifting the weight, feeling out the legs and the feet. And then inhale, pranam. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, pranam. Exhale, lower. And now bend your knees, just check in there. Don't let the weight shift. Bring the hands on the knees. Bring your torso upright. Draw your low belly up, but keep your sits bones back. Hands to heart center. Good. Press into your feet and come on up to standing. Stretch your arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Lengthen and arc to your left. Inhale back to center. Switch it up and arc. Inhale, stretch it up. And back to chair pose. You can sit a little deeper. Hands to the knees. Slide them down back to a forward fold. And walk your hands all the way back out. Downward facing dog. Extend your right leg. Bend the knee and open up to a wild dog. Yeah, don't let your left shoulder drop. Just feel really strong. Your hips just turn. Shoulders stay square. Square up the hips and step that foot all the way through to deep lunge. Lower the back knee. And just take your time coming up to an Anjane position. Keep the right hip crease back. Stretch up And you feel stable, or if you feel stable. Hands to heart center. Just like you did just a minute ago, your hips stay square. You turn your shoulders and twist to your right. More breath. And unwind, touch down, lift the back knee and step back. Down dog. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee when you're ready, just thinking shoulders stay really square. The hips just shift. Just getting everything in that middle section stretched out. Good. Square up the hips. Bring knee to nose, step it through, deep lunge. Good. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Hands to the front knee. Touch up on Janae. And your next exhale, hands to heart center. Keep the hips square to the front. Turn your shoulders to the left. Right elbow to left knee. That works. Good. Unwind. Touch down with the back knee and step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. And exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward a little bit. And if you want to use the blocks, I might have to grab my blocks. We'll see. Just a little bit. You don't want to do it too far because you want the weight to stay in your left foot as you extend the right leg back. Keeping the hips and the shoulders square. You might have to bend the standing leg a little bit. Just fold forward a little bit. Lift the leg high. Standing splits. Point the toes on the right foot. Everything stays square. Good. And then bring it back in. Forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Lock your hands and your blocks out a little bit. If you have really tight hamstrings, I recommend the blocks. Keeping the weight in the right foot, extend the left leg straight back. And then notice, hips stay square, shoulders stay square, really long in the spine. And then maybe you can lift that leg higher. Point the toes. More breath. And come on in. Turn the toes out. Come to a deep squat. Check in. And come on back. Forward fold. And step the right foot back to deep lunge. Lower the back knee. And slide your hips back to straighten the left leg. Again, just notice everything stays square and lined up. Draw the leg into the socket. Maybe stretch the left toes longer. Pull deeper if that feels right for you. And bend back into the front knee. Lift the back knee, ground the back foot down. Come on up to a warrior two position. That back foot. Now both your hips and your shoulders are turned to the side. So they're still squared up, even though you might not be able to get the hips totally square to the side. It's okay. You just notice. Good. And then straighten the left leg on your next inhale. And make your way to triangle pose. Whatever variation works for you. You can come high on your knee. Then lock floor. Again, feel back foot, your hips square, your shoulders square. Feel nice and long through the top of your head, long back of neck. Good, and then bending, looking at the floor, bending the front knee. Turn the back heel up, touch. I didn't say touch down, but I meant to say it. And step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Extend the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Slide the hips back. Straighten the right leg. Draw the leg into the socket. Everything stays square. Stretch the toes. Your ankle goes that way. Mine doesn't go too far. Oh. Drawing the leg in the socket. Good. Bend into the front knee. Lift the back knee. Ground the back foot down. Come on up. Warrior two. Take your time. Notice the back foot. Try and get the hips and the shoulders aligned. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Transition triangle pose. Bend the front knee, look at the floor, touch down, turn the back heel up. This time, big step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. If you want to have your hands on the blocks, and you're just going to move your blocks forward again and right to the outside of your feet. And then extend the right leg straight back again. Toes pointing down. And then you're going to keep the left hand on the block or the floor, bring the right hand to the hip and open your right hip up. Try and get the hips and the shoulders square to the side. Ardha, chandrasana. Weight right in the middle of your left foot. Good. Square up the hips, touch the right hand down, and bring it in. Woo. Inhale, pranam. I think it's always good to stand up after something like that. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale, stretch up, open your eyes. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Move the hands or the blocks forward again. Just make sure that they're nice and wide so you have a good base. Sometimes I have to bend my knees to get started and make sure the weight's right in the middle of the feet. Then extend the left leg. And again, regroup. Everything right in the centered. And then see, maybe open the hip as you bring the left hand to the hip. Ardha, chandrasana. Make sure the weight's right in the middle of the foot. Shoulder blades on the back. Good. Just touch the left hand down, square up the hips. Bring the foot down. And come down to a deep squat. Remember, we're practicing Ahimsa with your thoughts, with your actions, and me with my words, hopefully. Good. Come on up. Forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Stand on your right foot. Lift your left knee and interlace. And come on down, switch sides. To help us get into that balance more mode more. Feel your core. And release. Good. Back to the first side. This time, just frog pose. So bend the knee back, find the foot, knee beside knee, stretch it out. Shoulders, hips square. Good, and release. Second side. And release. Good. Okay, one more sun salute. Use your blocks if you want to. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Warrior two, when you're ready. Good, right hand to the hip. Left hand to the block or the floor. Slide the right foot up. Move the hand out and lift. Keeping the hips and shoulders square. Ardha chandrasana, different way in. Weight right in the middle of your foot. If you're really feeling it, you want to bend the right knee, find the foot with your hand and kick back, you can. Ardha chandrasana chapasana. Oh man, feels good. Release. Bring the hand to the hip. Bend the front knee, touch the back foot down as you slide the hand back. And come back, warrior two. Woohoo! One more breath. And windmill down, turn the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths there. What's that? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Yep, pretty sure. Should have looked all those up, and I will by next week. Pranayama breath. Good. Come forward to plank. Exhale, lower. It might be later even, but I don't know. Stretch your feet, cobra. And lower down. Push back, downward facing dog. And step your feet up to your hands, forward fold. And step your left foot back to deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Windmill up, warrior two. Just kind of noticing, do I feel like I can keep everything grounded through that right foot as I transition? So left hand to the hip. Touch down beside your, outside of your foot or to the block. Slide that back foot in and then bring the hand out. Make sure it's in a good place and lift the back leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Weight right in the middle. And if you're feeling stable and you want to, bend the left knee, find the foot with your left hand, and kick back. Chandrasana. Think back bend here. Good. And then carefully release the foot. Back to Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the front knee, left hand to the hip, bring the foot down, slide the hand back. Woo, warrior two. What's going on? Good, windmill down. Turn the back heel up. Step back, down dog. And please take a child's pose. Must be going to the simulator. Come on up to all fours. Swivel your feet and transition to your back. Bring your feet right under your knees. Hands by your hips. Just press into all parts of your feet. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Lengthen the back of your neck. Try not to scoop the tailbone, but just feel length. Feel your feet isometrically pull towards you a little bit. So your knees go forward. And lower down. Wow. Hug your knees in. Roll up into a little ball. And then bringing your head and shoulders down. Grab your knees. Push them away. Till you feel the curve come back in your back. You're just having the feet dangle. Then bring the knees wide. And hug them back in towards your armpits and back together. Make a few circles like that, just noticing the transition in your back and in your hips. One more time. Good. And then just hold on to your right knee and bring your left leg long. So you might have to bring the knee away from you because I want it to feel like you have that curve in your low back. And then just move the hands to the top of your knee. Just ground it in the socket. Move it right and left. Hopefully felt good in Ardha Chandrasana. And strong. Good. And then bring that knee wide and point the foot up. Right elbow to the inside. Grab the little toe side of the foot or the ankle. Bring the left arm out to the side for half happy baby. You can straighten the right leg if that feels good. Bring it wider. Or just leave it in half happy baby. Or you can move between the two. Yeah. Good. Release that foot to the floor. Hug the left knee in. straighten the right leg. Hands on the top of the knee, just ground it into the socket, move right and left. Good, and then transitioning to that half happy baby, bring this foot up, right arm out to the side is for balance. Left hand to the ankle or the little toe side. And then you decide, you've got to keep your hips and your shoulders square. You can straighten the left leg and bring it back in. And just keep it in a spot where it feels like a really nice, yummy stretch. Good, and then release. Stretch your arms up over your head. Stretch your feet long. And then bending the knees again, bring your arms to cactus. So knees are up and feet are wide on the mat. And just work through some windshield wiper. I'm doing both knees down. You can do whatever variation you'd like. Turn these lights off. Once your knees are up again, bring them wide, soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. I like to bring my hands on my belly just to notice the breath moving in and out. Finally, lifting the knees. Stretch out for Shavasana. Every exhalation gives you a new opportunity to notice any tension and let it go. Open your face, your jaw. Put your shoulders in a good spot to relax. Allow your bones to be really heavy. Release the breath, moving in and out. Slowly start to deepen the breath, just allowing the rib cage and the lungs to expand a little more. And the breath clear down deep and let it go fully. Start to move, ready. Look for your toes. Start transitioning on up to seated. A nice spring day for Shavasana. Wanted to close with reading from Marianne Williamson's book, Miracles. When centered in an attitude of blessing, I am an automatic miracle worker. A palpably more positive atmosphere prevails when I reach for the highest within myself. I will try with every thought to embrace love instead of fear. Others will feel energized and uplifted along with me as I rise to the holiness within myself today. When tempted to judge, I will withhold my judgment. When tempted to attack, I will lay down my sword. When tempted to display the energies of my lower mind, I will choose instead to display my truth, and thus miracles will occur. Hands to heart center. So appreciate you practicing with me today. Namaste. A great weekend. Stay safe on those snowy roads out there. Gosh. Well, it's supposed to get to 40, so I don't know if. Hi, Susan. Hi, Laura. Thanks for being here.
Bye, Lisa. Thank you. Good class.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.